This scene represents the core of what makes the Shibuya incident special. But before getting to that, summer of 2025, season 2 of Dandadan had just concluded and I was itching to try a new show out. So with all the hype I've heard about JJK, I loaded up my totally legal anime service and started watching. And man, when I tell you I was hooked. Man, I was hooked. There are just some of those stories that when you watch it, you just know this is going to be your new hyperfixation for the next week. And to me, JJK is one of those shows. And in the center of all this excitement, there's one arc that stands out as something built differently from anything else. And I'm confident to say that I would put it as one of my favorite arcs I've ever seen, the Shibuya incident. Beloved by many, including myself, this arc was the point in the story where Gege truly proved that this story had the makings to become a classic. And while it might be easy to say this arc is great from how beautifully choreographed the fights are, or how quickly the status quo of the story breaks down afterwards, I feel like there's something that just goes beyond that. It's the atmosphere of Shibuya, it's a claustrophobic feeling of the fights, it's the chaotic mess that unfolds through the night, it's this feeling of emptiness that haunts the streets. To me, the Shibuya incident is more than just a great arc, it's a masterclass in how to make the audience feel isolation.
You are my special. Won't you make this right while bringing chaos anew? Eat it up, all you find, all that you're having enough. Like a maze from life, it's rendezvous. It's always twisting deep inside. You are my special. In this world of lies that's always spinning on through. No, 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 don't be stealers, don't all come in alone. Like a maze from life, it's rendezvous. Despite the words that they throw, you are my special. We're special.
Okay. To first answer why the Shibuya incident feels isolated, we need to first ask, what is isolation? Or to better put it, how does Gege use the feeling of isolation in JJK? Well, to start off with what is shown to us before Shibuya, we have characters going through these lonely, empty locations, or tight spaces like the sewer where Nanami and Mahito fought. We also have characters having to kill curses that are just more faster and stronger than them. The characters having to use their environment to their advantage, or work together to win fights. And even then, the show makes it apparent that to be a sorcerer, you have to be a bit crazy. The story seems to use the idea of being a Jujutsu sorcerer as an idea of isolation. As in the world of Jujutsu Kaisen, sorcerers are expected to kill curses, and Jujutsu society expects sorcerers to carry the burden of all the evil in the world with them, to give up their autonomy to fight for this cause, to isolate their inner self for the betterment of mankind. Like Principal Yaga says, all sorcerers die with regrets, because when everyone is burdened, you don't want to burden anyone else with your problems, so you keep isolating yourself. Jujutsu society uses this quote-unquote selfless mentality as a way to convince unknowing sorcerers into this unfair and corrupt system. A system designed to isolate you and manipulate you into this self-serving, selfless mentality, ones whose only purpose is to fight curses. And you can see this best in Megumi, someone who puts the lives of people over himself. And while selflessness can be good, it can also be self-destructive, to the point where you get your own strength from the help of other people and not from yourself. And it's this mindset that Jujutsu High fights against, choosing to follow a more caring, selfish behavior, the idea of relying on your own strength, to put your well-being before others. We can see this in other characters like Nobara, who becomes a sorcerer to fulfill her want to leave the countryside. Maki spends her whole time working to prove she can be better than the Zenin clan, even without a curse technique. And even Yuji, someone who at first seems to fall under the selfless side, has a selfish motive. While yes, he wants to help other people, that mentality is built on the selfish idea of wanting to have a purpose, to not be powerless, to die without regrets. JJK has a theme of choice, or more specifically, the theme of having the choice to decide for yourself. It's to fight back against this cog idea of society and to live with your own individualism, to abolish isolating yourself and connect with the people around you. And it's this theme that gives Shibuya this terrifyingly suffocating atmosphere, because it's like the final boss against this cog mentality, where the pushback on this ideal is snuffed out, where the one person who can fight against this problem is sealed, because it's when we as an audience get to feel all that inner fear, all the inner pain, all that isolation the characters have gone through bubble up to the surface. And at the center of this chaos is Yuji. Because at this point in the story, Yuji is teetering between a selfish and selfless mentality. He is battling with his point of purpose, struggling with his problems, hiding them away before exploding when it becomes too much for him, and then balling them up again. Yet he is still stayed at this teetering point. So Shibuya acts as an examination of his mentality, of his inner isolation, his inner fears, and deconstructs them. And it's here where Yuji and Mayuto's rivalry springs from. Because Mayuto is a curse that represents the fear of humanity, a twisted reflection of any person's inner fears. So when a person like Yuji comes along,
This is war! It's not some fight to correct a mistake! It's a clash of what we believe is right!
like how Mayuto kills humans as his purpose, Yuji looks for a purpose in killing curses. So when everyone Yuji loves is dead, when he is powerless to do anything, when he's dying on the floor with regrets, this is when Yuji's purpose is decided for him. The reason this scene is the core of the Shibuya incident is because here Yuji has fallen back to his tendency of isolation, represented with the winter forest around him. And similar to Gojo, the scene is about a sorcerer still alive after being broken apart from his past life. Now as he reaches an enlightenment for a new purpose, he's alone, but to him, he always has been. However, this time, his purpose is straightforward.
I'll accept it, Mahito. I am you. I really wanted to project you. I wanted to pretend I didn't understand what you said. But that's different now. I'll just kill you. And if you're ever reborn again as a new curse, I'll kill you then too. Change your name and appearance. I'll still kill you again and again.